on the way to school and extradited to Virginia for a crime he didn't commit. Now an 18-year-old El Pasoan and his family are demanding answers after they say he was wrongfully profiled and mistakenly identified at the Paso del Norte port of entry. Thank you for choosing KTSM 9 News at 10. I'm Andy Morgan.
And I'm Monica Cortez. So the teenager is now free, but not before he had to spend weeks in jail right here in El Paso and in the state of Virginia. KTSM 9 News reporter Jesus Baltazar spoke with the family, the teenager and his mother about the incident. Jesus joins us live at the U.S.-Mexico border with our top story at 10. Jesus.
Andy, Monica, Jonathan and his family are of a mixed status household. Him and his mom are U.S. citizens, but they live in Ciudad Juarez with his father, who is not a U.S. citizen. That's why they have to cross the border into El Paso every week so that he can attend high school at Bel Air and so his mom can go to work. Now, they did ask for anonymity as his father is pending an asylum case, but they were willing to share their story.
They tried to blame me for a crime I did not commit. I never felt that they thoroughly investigated to ensure I was the person they were searching for.
Jonathan was detained and arrested at the Paso del Norte port of entry by CBP officers on September 11th for charges of possession and distribution of fentanyl in the state of Virginia.
Since May of this year, we started having trouble crossing the bridge every time we went to Juarez and come back because they had an arrest order for a person that had the same name, last name, and date of birth as my son.
Jonathan's mother says the issues began shortly after he was issued his Texas ID.
Make sure you have the profile of a person they're looking for, because it's not fair that somebody that does not have the fault for it is going to be incriminated for something they did not do.
Jonathan was booked into the El Paso County Detention Facility for up to 2 weeks and says he was told by lawyers there was not much they could do.
They told me they couldn't do anything because I was identical to the person they were looking for. We had the same hair and eye color, weight and height, even my complexion.
Jonathan also says he was encouraged to plead guilty to the charges so that he would only spend 90 days in jail instead of being extradited to Virginia, but he refused.
I told them I was not going to plead guilty because I was innocent, so I opted to wait.
Jonathan was then extradited to Virginia, where he was to remain in jail for 3 weeks before facing charges in court. But an attorney assigned to his case stepped in, and after a hearing, they determined they had the wrong person.
The judge ruled that I would be set free, and she apologized to me because the case was not investigated properly, and I was still brought in.
Now, we did reach out to CBP for comment. However, they said they cannot discuss individual cases, but they did refer us to their website for information about their search authority. According to the website, CBP officers rely on an interagency border inspection system to, quote, determine which individuals to target for secondary examination. The website also states, should CBP determine that an error exists within our system of records, corrective measures will be taken. Now, Jonathan has received help from an organization up in Virginia since he has been released and is scheduled to fly back home tomorrow morning. If you would like to learn more of this story, you can visit our website, ktsm.com. For now, reporting from the Paso Norte port of entry, Jesus Baltazar, back to you.